Curtis, you want to start us off?
Hey, Coach, I was wondering if you could just kind of talk us through that stretch, the last 20 seconds. You guys went for the traps there on the inbounds. Makai comes up with the big play, and you got your guy Ricky going downhill, but obviously wasn't able to convert there. Just what'd you see in that final stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I thought defensively we did a great job creating a turnover, which is obviously what we wanted instead of a foul. And we have one of the best open court finishers in college basketball, Ricky, in the flow of the game before the defense got set. And he tried to take the ball to the rack. Haven't looked at it on video yet, but Ricky Council trying to get downhill on a broken play is usually something good happens for us. But he struggled tonight offensively, as did many of our guys, especially from 3-point land and the foul line.
Were you surprised at all at some of the struggles early in the game offensively? Did you get a sense that might be the case going into it? And what do you think opened things up for you a little bit in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, not making a three in the first half, going 0 for 13, your offense is going to struggle when you take 13 3-point attempts and you don't make one of them, and then you just go 1 of 3 from the foul line. So out of character for us to take 25 threes, very out of character for us to only get 10 free throws attempted. And then, on those 10 attempts, obviously, shooting 50% from the foul line, going 5 of 10 is, we need guys to work on their game individually and get shots up, especially with no class right now. Individual improvement on their own, getting shooting reps up is in my opinion extremely important. Coming off the break, Anthony wasn't able to practice because he was sick for 2 days. He got 1 practice in, and much like last year when we came back and JD was sick, and there's no excuses, but it's back-to-back years coming off a break where offensively, not much rhythm at all after a 3-day break.
And then the defense obviously kept you in it there in the first half, and you did a great job on KJ Williams. Just curious what the game plan was on him, and then also wanted to ask about Hannibal. It seems like you had the length advantage on him with your guards, but maybe his physicality and power caused some problems.
Yeah, I thought Hannibal and Fountain, the two guys that have played in the SEC prior, to playing at LSU. I thought both those guys' experience in the SEC, I thought it showed tonight. They were their 2 leading scorers. I thought we did a great job on the 2 players that we really focused on defensively, which was KJ Williams, their leading scorer, one of the highest scorers in the league. And I thought we did a great job on Adam Miller as well. So they're 2 leading scorers. I don't know if we could do, or if anybody can do a much better job than the way that we defended those 2. But then the other 3 defenders have got to be able to keep Hannibal in front. I thought his attacking relentlessly to the basket, physicality, contact, finishing was phenomenal.
Mitchell?
Coach, I was just going to ask, Makai sort of touched on it, but how did that, obviously it doesn't help that you're not hitting 3-pointers tonight, but how much did that 1-2-2 matchup zone sort of affect you guys, what you're trying to do offensively?
Well, I thought for a stretch there, it hurt us. And then I thought once we spaced the floor and got into our zone attack a little, they didn't play it down the stretch for a reason, because I thought, at one point, that's when we went on a little bit of a scoring run. And I think that's the time when we had our largest lead of 6 points right around that 10-minute mark. So I thought at times looked stagnant. And then I thought as we faced it a little longer, we got much better at finding some gaps and attacking it.
You mentioned the idea, that it was those guys who had played in the SEC before, and the combination of, first true road game of the year, plus first SEC game for some of your guys, both, whether they're transfers or freshmen. Did you notice that at all during the course of the game impacting them?
Well, certainly, when we shoot 27% from the field in the first half and you shoot 4 for 25 from 3 and you go 5 of 10 from the foul line, that's not normal. Obviously, you got to give LSU and their coaching staff and their players a lot of credit, because 25 threes for us is a lot of attempts. But on the positive side, on a road game, we did only have 10 turnovers against a team that does a pretty good job of creating steals. We had 8 steals to their 6, and one of LSU's defensive strengths is creating steals and turnovers. And so from that aspect, I thought we did a pretty decent job.
And then the only last thing I had was, I assume you have to like what you guys were able to get for the most part from Devontae tonight, just, in terms of, sort of giving you guys a couple buckets when you really needed them in the second half.
Yeah, I thought Devo did a good job with this pull-up mid-range game, and he rebounded the ball really well and defended as well.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I had one more for you, Coach, if that's okay. Obviously, in tight games like this, you're gonna play your starters heavy minutes and everything like that. But no points tonight out of your bench. When you're already shorthanded, you don't have a scoring threat like Nick. How important is it to get more consistent production from your bench guys? Yeah,
we went 8 deep. Tried to put Jalen in there, and there was a charge, and we thought maybe Joseph at one point. So we certainly would like productivity, and then on. In their defense, you also got to have some minutes, to produce. So, we had some starters that had, games that were very uncharacteristic of them tonight. And then lastly, obviously not the result that you wanted tonight, but you've got 17 more of these league games to go. So, what are some of the lessons learned, for this young group that they can kind of carry over and improve on moving forward? Well, we got to, I think everybody's going to understand how hard this league is and how many games come down to the last minute and a half. I mean, we've talked about that, since we got together, way early in the summer. And so we got 2 guys that have SEC experience. So there's going to be a lot of learning lessons for this team early on for sure. And, I think our ball club tonight probably learned how hard it is to win on the road, and LSU had a phenomenal crowd with no class being in. I was actually surprised at how good and how loud and how energetic their crowd was. Thanks, Coach. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.